Good morning. Welcome to Down with Daughtry. We're so excited to have Miss Ressie Fuller here, who is a board member for CASSEGA. She has donated her time to come and let us pick her brain some and just get to know her a little better. Welcome to you, Miss Ressie.
Thank you.
So, I understand that I met you maybe about 5, 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And at that time, you were just kind of moving into the area. So I want you to just kind of start there with us and just let us know how you came to Statesboro.
Oh, okay. Actually, I moved to Statesboro 13 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, when my oldest grandchild was born,
Okay.
I moved to Statesboro from New Jersey, where I lived over 30 years.
Did you?
Yeah. I was born in South Carolina,
Okay.
and then my family, in the Great Migration, moved to New York, and I moved there as I think an eighth grader.
Okay.
Hated it.
I bet.
Hated it.
That's culture shock,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. And I ended up going to school in New York, and then um, going to college in New York. I guess, yeah, my first job teaching was in New York,
Okay.
and my oldest daughter was born in New York. And then we moved to New Jersey, where I went to law school. My husband at the time went to medical school.
Okay.
And our daughter was 2 years old at that time. So we moved to New Jersey because both schools, the law school and the medical school, were in New Jersey. We moved there, and after, I think, yeah, after medical school was over, my husband then had an internship in South Carolina at the university there. So we moved to Charleston,
Okay.
and where my second daughter was born. And then 2 years after that, after the residency, we went back to New Jersey, where I started my law jobs.
Right.
And that lasted over 30 years.
30 years.
Yeah.
But that specifically, so child advocacy isn't new to you because that
No.
is pretty much what you did, right?
Absolutely. It's all that I did. I started out with some jobs like in housing and all of that, but then I met some people who who were actually representing the Child Service Agency in New Jersey.
Right.
And they convinced me to apply to the Attorney General's office. And I did, and I got the job. And actually worked 2 years before that representing children who were in care.
Okay.
And moved over to the prosecutorial side. And where it was most of my over 30 years was as a prosecutor in the Attorney General's office.
Well, just having that background in advocacy just makes you just a true gem to our organization. Truly. We're just so blessed to have you.
I appreciate you saying that.
Yes. And because, a lot of people don't understand all that's involved with the foster care system and how, you can have the advocacy happen from just the different sides of it.
Yes, absolutely.
And so you coming from and having that law background definitely just adds to the betterment of child advocacy services.
So, yeah.
So, when did you become a CASSEGA board member?
I don't remember offhand, but I do know that Susie Christian was just coming on as, well, first of all, Lainey Jenkins invited me to apply to the board.
Yes.
She and I don't remember where we originally met, but in conversation like this, she discovered that I had worked in child advocacy in New Jersey. She said, "Why don't you apply for the board?" And so I kind of did, but somehow it happened. She was just about to leave.
Transitioning.
Yes. And Susie was coming on. And I think April also was a new president
Yeah,
of the
that's
board
true.
at that
Yeah, I
time.
remember that now. Yeah.
So that's so I guess that was 2018.
Okay.
Yeah, or
That sounds
somewhere
about
around
right.
2018.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, like I said, we're so glad to have you. And so tell us, like, what made you choose our organizations? There's so many great nonprofits that do child advocacy. What made you choose
Well,
us?
I was familiar with your organization
Okay.
because in New Jersey I worked with CASA.
Right.
In the litigated cases,
Mm-hmm.
there were lots of CASA involvement, and it's always wonderful to have CASA involved because I think the courts, at least they did in New Jersey,
Yes.
looked at CASA as like an impartial party,
Exactly. That's how
and
it should
so
be.
they really thought they were advocating for the kids because
Yes.
the parents had attorneys,
Yeah.
the state had attorneys,
Absolutely.
so the court really relied on what CASA told them.
Love that.
And so I paid attention to that,
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
it was always good to have them on a case. Let's put it that way.
Well, we sure hope that our judicial system here holds value to our causes as well because they do. They
Yes,
try to make the most unbiased recommendations
yes,
to the judge and just advocate in the best way that they know how.
yes,
So,
yes.
well, we're
And
so.
I think parents trust CASA also.
I think so
Yeah.
too. I think so too because we don't have an interest in it. It's
Exactly.
just clearly what's in the best interest of
Exactly.
that child. So, and I think a lot of our CASAs are able to develop a good rapport with the parents.
Yes.
Um, they don't see us threatening like the defects case managers, and so we are able to advocate for them
Yes.
too sometimes.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
again, well, we're very grateful that you chose our organization. And so, since you've been with us, do you sit or chair any committees?
I currently chair the bylaws committee.
Okay.
Um, I don't. I sat on a few,
A number
and
of
I
them,
don't
I'm
remember
sure.
exactly which ones. But
Well, you're always to our events, so I know the fundraising committee might be one too. You're very supportive of us, and we do appreciate that. And so, from that, let me. What do you think are good characteristics of a good board member?
hmm. Uh, one of the good things about being a board member is the diversity in backgrounds, where we come from, what we bring to the board. So I think it's really important to come to a board and bring whatever gifts and talents you have. You don't have to know everything because there's so many people on the board who have different, and they take from you, you take from
That's
them.
right.
And I forgot your original question.
Well, just what you thought good characteristics were.
Yes.
So,
Well, I think in addition to bringing your gifts and talents, it's really important to be consistent with your attendance at board meetings.
right.
It's important to communicate what you have because a lot of people will sit on a board and have so much to say, but they won't say it because of whatever reason.
Right.
They may feel that other people have more talent than they do or bring more to the board. But it's so important, no matter how small you think your offering is, to put it out there.
Absolutely.
Because what I've found is that people benefit from that.
Yes. Yes.
Even just speaking up sometimes, people benefit from seeing you speak up.
It does.
And they will say something that's so profound that's.
Yeah.
So I think that's what's important. Bring your gifts and talents, be consistent about supporting the organization that, with your gifts, your talents, your money, if you have any, and,
Yes.
all kinds of things. There's so many ways that you can contribute.
Well, again, I think you being consistent definitely, as I stated, you're always to our fundraising events or meetings or, you're just you give of yourself. So I think that's
Oh,
what
I
makes you
try.
a great board member. personally. And so when you're not serving on the board, when you're, not at our events, what do you do in your free time?
Well, oh dear, I sit on some other boards in town.
Okay.
And so that's my, I guess, most organized
Schedule. That's
schedule.
just what
Yes,
you have. Huh?
yes. And I have, like I said, 2 grandchildren
Mhm.
that I live like in their backyard. So my grandson, who will be 14 this August,
Oh.
he's kind of outgrown me.
Yeah.
We used to be buddies, but he's so like teenager now.
Yes.
He just wants to play games and be on the phone with his friends.
That's right.
But my 8-year-old granddaughter, she hangs out with me all of the time, and so she keeps me busy. So I spend a lot of time, especially with her. And I walk every day. I try to walk every day.
Yes.
And what else do I do in my free time? I try to read, although at this age it's so hard to concentrate on reading.
Yeah.
But I do a lot of reading, and that's about it. I dabbed into a little theater.
Yes, I did see that.
Yeah,
Yes.
at the Averett.
Mm-hmm.
But and I host a one program at the Averett, which is kind of like this, where I interview talented people in the community. This is a program that was started by Michael Whitaker, who was a acting or theater professor at Georgia Southern, who retired a few years ago. It's a program that was developed by him.
Mm-hmm.
So I host that program. It's about three programs a season.
Okay.
And we do a Behold program at the Averett, which is a program to honor Dr. King. So that's
Beautiful.
kind of it. And I haven't done any acting recently, but when I first got involved with the Averett, I did a few plays.
Yeah.
Not starring, but
Supporting.
supporting.
Supporting role.
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna have to check out your show. The one you said it's
Yes.
called. Okay.
Actually, there's one on Friday night.
Okay.
Yes.
We'll have to
Yes.
do that and support you like you're supporting me.
Thank you. That's great.
And I think that I have probably taken up enough of your time today. So again, I do thank you for stopping by and chatting with us. I did want to give some quick reminders. We have our percentage night at Rolling Monkey that's coming up on February 29th, which is this Thursday from 4 to 8. So if you could, please go out and support us. And don't forget to mention that you're there for CASA or CASSEGA. And what's coming up next month is our 6th annual CASSEGA golf tournament, which I'm sure Miss Ressie will be in attendance to. And if for more information, you can visit our website at CASAOgeechee.org. And we also have just put on our calendar is our clay tournament that's going to be held in June 1st. So look out for more details on that. Again, Miss Ressie, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure.
All right, everyone. Peace.
Are you looking for more purpose and meaning in your day-to-day life? Individuals across Georgia are lending their time and talents as CASA volunteers to advocate for children in foster care. And there's always a need for more help. Volunteer with the CASA program to provide best interest advocacy for a child in foster care. You just may bring out your best self as you bring out the best for a child. Learn more at gacasa.org/talk. Join together to have a positive impact on Georgia's children.